Moments that were never meant to be the highlight of the game, yet they become the only thing people remembered.
High stepping.
Oh boy, there we go.
Mayday!
Oh, no.
He got eaten by the tar.
He's under there.
They're not
Somebody-
even stopping.
Shapes that pass too fast, strange movements on the field, and people acting in the most impossible ways. Let's have a look at the strangest occurrences ever caught on camera in the world of sports. Here's a scene that began like any regular match, yet something odd slid into frame. The reporter's camera moved over the crowd when a fast, dark shape rushed along the seats. It seemed like a person at first glance, though the zoom showed it passing through fans without any pause. Nobody near it reacted, making the sight even more puzzling. Watching that quick form dart around the stadium leaves me thinking there are still plenty of things we notice only when the camera looks closer today. Tiny seat stranger. A strange moment showed up when the camera caught a tiny shape sitting near the edge of the seats. At first glance, it looked like a small animal, yet its outline suggested clothing. The girl recording kept her focus on it, convinced she had spotted a little duende resting by himself. The tiny figure stayed still, almost enjoying the view as swimmers moved through the pool. Watching that quiet presence sit so confidently makes me curious about what others would think if they noticed it the same way. Stretching arm mystery. Something unusual showed up during a basketball play when the camera followed a player rushing after the ball. As he reached out, his arm appeared to stretch in a way that didn't match any normal movement, almost doubling in length for a brief second. The action looked smooth, yet oddly flexible, making the moment stand out from the rest of the match. People around him stayed focused on the court, unaware of anything strange. Watching that sudden change on replay gives me the feeling that sports recordings sometimes capture things our eyes miss in the rush of the game. Pale crowd presence. During a football match in Indonesia, things took an unexpected turn when the camera briefly caught a woman in the crowd whose pale face, dark eyes, and long, rough nails made her instantly stand out. The moment grew even stranger after a random account claimed someone tied to the field had a history with her. Then the profile disappeared. The clip spread quickly, leaving viewers unsure what they had really seen. Even now, people quietly replay it, unable to ignore her presence in the background. Unmoving black figures. Before the match even kicked off, a man in the stadium grabbed his camera and noticed something unusual. A group of people dressed completely in black gowns were sitting completely still, not moving at all. Later, during the live news coverage, the same four figures appeared again, this time quietly standing along the stairs like they hadn't moved a single step. Their presence was subtle, but odd, and the camera caught it all clearly. Watching both clips side by side, it's kind of fascinating to think how they stayed so perfectly still, almost like they were part of the stadium itself. Drifting cricket shadow. During a live cricket match, the cameras caught something strange behind the players in the waiting area. A thin, pale shadow drifted slowly past, moving in a way that didn't look natural at all. The clip also showed small, odd things on the field, like the wicket shifting on its own. The weird part might not even be the shadow itself, but how it somehow blended into the normal chaos of a cricket match without anyone noticing. Unnatural player movements. Midway through a soccer match, a player suddenly started moving strangely on the field. He jumped backward, twisted his arms, and seemed completely out of control, leaving everyone watching stunned. The cameras captured every moment live, and teammates didn't know how to react. Fans in the stands were confused, while the replay made the scene even more unsettling. By the end of the clip, whispers spread across social media and the stadium alike. The rumors were that he was possessed. Unusual goalkeeper reaction. During a women's football match, the goalkeeper suddenly moved in a way that left everyone confused. As the ball came toward one side of the goal, she jumped to the opposite side, missing the save entirely. Teammates and spectators couldn't understand her sudden action, and the moment looked unusual on camera. After the clip circulated online, whispers started spreading, suggesting something beyond normal explanation might have influenced her behavior. Rumors soon began that she might have been possessed. Instant ball transfer. No one could believe what happened during this basketball game. Player number 23 was holding the ball, making his move, when suddenly it was in the hands of player 11 without a single pass. There was no trick, no camera angle glitch, just the ball switching players in an instant. It left a weird feeling, as if the ball had a mind of its own that day. Sudden court appearance. Everything was going normally during this basketball match. The ball was moving, players were focused, and the game seemed completely ordinary. Then, out of nowhere, a player appeared on the court, like he had just materialized. He jumped, made a move, and suddenly he was part of the play, even though no one saw him arrive. The crowd and teammates didn't seem to notice anything unusual in real time, but the replay clearly shows him popping into the scene. Moments like this are so random that you can't help pausing the clip, trying to figure out how he even got there. Tarp trap incident. The rain had stopped, and the grounds crew moved quickly to roll the tarp back across the field. One worker stepped in too close, and the heavy material shifted, trapping him inside for a few seconds. Everyone rushed to help, and he was unharmed after receiving quick assistance. The footage clearly shows how fast things can go from normal to tricky when handling large equipment.
Gotta move.
Close.
High stepping.
Oh, boy, there we go.
Mayday!
Oh, no.
He got eaten by the tarp.
He's under there.
They're not
Somebody-
even stopping. No pause.
Guards' intense stare. The match was in full swing when the camera briefly caught a guard near the stands. His face had a strange intensity, completely unlike anyone else around him. He didn't move much, but the way his eyes scanned the crowd felt sharp and unsettling. The clip is brief, but it's enough to make viewers pause, noticing something unusual in an otherwise ordinary scene. After it circulated online, many speculated that what was seen might point to possession. Wobbly stadium stairs. The stadium buzzed with excitement as fans clapped and cheered, completely absorbed in the tournament. Cameras captured every thrilling moment, but when the lens shifted toward the top of the stairs, things got tense. The structure wobbled under the pressure of so many jumps, tilting slightly with each movement. You could see how unsafe it had become, even though nothing gave way. Honestly, seeing it hold up like that was more surprising than the match itself. Bleachers shadow sprint. The broadcast was moving around the stadium, showing different sections of the crowd, when one camera caught something unusual behind a spectator. A dark, fast-moving shape rushed across the empty rows. The people nearby didn't react, and the moment lasted only a blink, but it stayed visible enough to be noticed on replay. Clips like this make simple crowd shots feel a lot more mysterious than expected. Conjuring screening possession. During a screening of The Conjuring, The Last Rites, a man suddenly began convulsing, his movements strangely violent and unnatural. A low, continuous sound poured from him, sounding almost otherworldly. Seeing this, it was hard not to think he was possessed. But the real question remains, was it the movie that sparked this, or something far stranger at play? Ghostly field runner. Back in a 2014 football match at El Cilindro Stadium in Argentina, the camera captured something truly unusual. A gray figure suddenly sprinted across the field, moving with a speed that didn't feel normal at all. It didn't stop at the touchlines and even appeared to slip right through people standing nearby. Moments like this leave every O. Wandering snooker ball. This player, during a snooker tournament, noticed the ball shift on its own, leaving him confused and pointing it out. The replay showed the ball moving slightly, without anyone touching it, making the moment feel odd. Everything else around looked normal. The table, the cues, even the audience. But that tiny movement stood out. By the end of the clip, the strangest part might just be how seriously everyone treated a tiny ball that apparently decided to take a little walk on its own. Detroit Stadium haunting. This old stadium in Detroit, once home to the Lions, has been empty for years. The chairs are broken, trash is scattered all over, and the field is quiet, except for the wind. Since it closed in 2013 due to funding problems, people have started sharing stories about strange sightings and ghostly figures wandering through the stands. Some say shadows move where no one is, and footsteps echo when no one is around. It's the kind of place that makes you pause at every corner, not because of anything dangerous, but because it feels like the building itself is holding on to its memories. Church balcony entity. While exploring an abandoned church near the stadium, a man captured something unusual on camera. On the upper floor, a dark figure with a strangely unsettling face stared straight at him for a few seconds. Then, just as quickly, it retreated and vanished into the shadows. He searched every corner of the building, but no one else was there. The whole encounter lasted only moments, yet it left a strange impression. By the time he left, the quiet stillness of the church felt heavier, as if the building itself had noticed him too. White figure walk. The camera was rolling during the cricket match when something unusual popped up in the corner of the frame. In an area that should have been empty, a girl dressed entirely in white slowly walked across.
12 of the over so far. That sailed 80 meters.
Her hair hanging down as she moved. For a few seconds, the unusual figure held everyone's attention, then vanished from view. It's one of those moments that sticks in your head long after the match ends.
12 of the over so far. That sailed 80 meters.
Gabriella's sudden disappearance. Back in 2009, Gabriela Rico Jimenez came forward with claims that shocked Mexico. She said that a party she attended involved elite members engaging in horrifying acts. Her story spread quickly, gaining attention and fear across Monterrey. But just moments after speaking out, Gabriela was taken away and has never been seen since. The details she shared, combined with her sudden disappearance, left a cloud of mystery that still lingers over the city. Even today, people talk quietly about what she revealed, the events themselves, and the questions that have never been answered. Flight shapeshifter sighting. The clip started with a woman suddenly standing up in the middle of a flight, her voice rising above the quiet cabin. She insisted everyone should step off the plane, claiming a shapeshifter was on board.
But I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real.
Passengers looked confused, and no one reacted the way she expected. She walked out not long after, and reports said she was never spotted again. As time passed, the clip slowly vanished from nearly every platform, which only made the whole scene feel even more puzzling.
And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to. Bye.
Strange street drift. The scene began on a quiet street where a few people stood facing the windows of a tall building, barely moving. Someone nearby started recording because their behavior didn't look normal at all. Each person stayed fixed in place, almost as if they were following something unseen. One man then started drifting backward with tiny steps, his body moving in a slow, unusual way that didn't match the surroundings. He eventually turned and walked off with the same odd movement. Watching them act like that in daylight makes you wonder what could make a whole group behave so strangely. Camping Forest Dash. The friends were enjoying their camping trip when one of them suddenly climbed on top of the car, acting oddly. Without warning, she jumped down onto the ground, landing in a way that made everyone freeze.
That's hilarious.
Before anyone could react, she bolted toward the forest, disappearing between the trees in seconds. The group stood in silence, unsure if they should follow or just wait. The unexpected turn left them confused and shaken, turning a simple trip into something they couldn't explain.
We have to move because of this.
endless familiar stranger. The interview was moving along normally until the camera caught a man in the background, sitting quietly. There was something oddly familiar about his face, though no one could place it. Since 2006, reports of people seeing the same stranger in dreams have surfaced all over the world. It started when a patient sketched him for her psychiatrist, and later, strangers who had never met claimed the same face haunted their sleep. A website called thisman.org documented countless encounters. This makes you question if some faces are just meant to stick in your mind. Have you seen him in your nightmares too? Backseat silent presence. The girls were laughing and recording, waiting for their friend to join, when a notification popped up on the phone. It said their friend was nearby and even mentioned that Anna was coming along. At first, they smiled, but then they realized Anna was already sitting silently in the back seat. A chill ran through the car as the cheerful mood vanished instantly. Confusion filled the space, leaving them unsure whether to speak up or wait. Whatever they decided, it was clear things weren't going to stay normal. Upside down woman. One evening, a man strolling down an empty street spotted something truly bizarre. A woman standing completely upside down. The scene was already unnerving, but when he approached with food and water, the situation escalated. She suddenly straightened herself, and what followed was a shocking outburst.
I have you food and water. I'm just gonna leave it.
Get the f*** away from my city, trash you all! I smash your face open!
Her voice was sharp and furious, leaving him deeply unsettled. Reflecting on the incident later, he said her presence felt unnatural, almost otherworldly, as if he had come face to face with a demon hiding in human form. White House mystery. At a White House briefing, officials later released footage of a reporter who left everyone confused.
Conversations and negotiations over the week, and the trade rep Robert Lang's on a hunting expedition. We spoke with him frequently.
She showed up out of nowhere, behaved strangely, and vanished just as fast. Viewers online quickly picked up on the clip, suggesting she could have been a reptilian because of the way her eyes widened in an unusual way and how her body moved almost unnaturally. Whether that theory holds any truth or not, this mysterious appearance was her first and only one. No records, no trace, and no one has managed to identify her ever since. Unsteady England stroll. A video from England started gaining attention after showing a man moving through the streets in a strange, unsteady way. His gestures were wild and his steps unpredictable, catching the eyes of everyone nearby. Some viewers jokingly compared him to zombies, while others wondered if there was more behind his behavior, like stress or health struggles. The footage quickly spread online under the title "Zombies in England," sparking curiosity and concern. Watching him stumble and act so unpredictably makes you pause for a moment, realizing how a single person can turn an ordinary street into something strangely unsettling. Subway stick attacker. People on a New York train were surprised when a man began hitting others with a stick. He was moving strangely, and no one knew why he was acting like that. The usual quiet morning turned tense, and everyone tried to stay away from him. Moments like this make you realize that you can never fully predict what might happen around you. Lip shift. People were stunned when a strange video surfaced online, capturing a woman standing in a crowded public spot. Nothing seemed unusual at first, until the camera moved in closer. That's when her lips began shifting in a way that didn't look even slightly human. They stretched and changed shape, as if they were being molded by invisible hands. The unsettling movement left viewers speechless. Soon, social media exploded with theories, with many insisting this might be rare evidence of a shapeshifter caught on camera. Tall shadow figure. A young boy was enjoying a ride on his new bike when his camera caught something unusual, a tall, thin shape stepping out from behind a tree. The clip quickly made its way online, sparking curiosity and lots of guesses. Some viewers immediately thought it looked like Slender Man, while others suggested it could be a trick of the light or clever editing.
Right.
The footage came from somewhere in the United Kingdom, though the exact spot is unknown. Seeing it makes you pause and wonder, was it just a prank, or could something truly strange have been hiding in the woods? Nighttime strange runner. A man was walking home late at night when he noticed a woman running in a very strange way. Her movements were fast and didn't seem human at all. He froze, unsure what he was seeing. Some people online suggested she could be a witch, a djinn, or something even stranger. The way she moved left him feeling uneasy, and it's easy to imagine anyone stopping in their tracks if they saw her too. Crawling farm intruder. A group noticed someone standing in the farm across from their house, so they grabbed a phone to record in case it was an intruder. At first, the figure just stood there, but things changed fast. He suddenly dropped to the ground and began crawling toward them, then switched into a fast run. The sight was so unsettling that they rushed back inside and locked the doors.
Whoa, whoa, run! I did.
Anyone would panic if a stranger moved toward them like that. Was he possessed or something even deeper? What do you think? Gettysburg marching figures. Back in 2001, a family visiting Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, captured something unusual on their handycam. At the edge of a field, strange movements appeared. Figures seemed to march over a rock before disappearing into the trees. The video looked eerie, especially since this was before home video effects were easy to create.
Right there. See it? Look.
Some viewers believe it could be ghosts from the battlefield, while others remain unsure. Seeing it makes you wonder if history sometimes leaves behind more than just stories. Possessed parking girl. This strange event left everyone on edge. A girl who seemed possessed appeared in the parking lot. She was yelling loudly and caught the attention of bystanders who immediately called the authorities. Soon, authorities came and took her for help, but what became of her was never revealed. Table jump twist. This man's actions were both unsettling and bizarre. He had been standing quietly for his order, but suddenly he jumped onto a table and twisted his body in a way that seemed impossible. Other people nearby began stepping back, unsure whether he required assistance or if something was seriously amiss.
Oh my God.
Parking lot intruder. In this video, a man appeared in a store parking lot, calmly inspecting car handles one after another. He went from car to car, trying to look normal, but it was obvious he was searching for an unlocked vehicle. Even though he didn't manage to open any car, his sudden departure caused alarm. The odd scene left viewers questioning what could have occurred if nobody had been paying attention. Uncanny tall guards. People are puzzled by these unusually tall guards standing around. They aren't permitted inside events, yet they wait outside protecting their owners and surprising onlookers with their strange appearance. What truly bothers people is their complete lack of expression. Many who encountered them claim they don't seem human at all. Are they advanced protectors? Or something different, blending quietly among us in plain view every single day? Bali violent woman. In Bali, onlookers were stunned as a woman acted in an unusual and unsettling way. She twisted and moved violently, letting out growls that sounded nothing like a human voice. While two men tried desperately to restrain her, those watching couldn't look away, frozen by confusion and disbelief. Scenes like this spark curiosity. Are they part of some spiritual practice, a ritual, or something entirely beyond what we can explain? Masked, silent stare. At a crowded spot, a girl was quietly eating when an unexpected presence caught her off guard. Someone wearing a large animated mask with huge glasses quietly took a seat right behind her. When she glanced back, the mask seemed to stare directly at her. The stillness and silent stare made the air feel tense. She quickly looked away, acting as if nothing happened. Suddenly, the masked figure rose and walked off without a word, leaving behind a strange and unforgettable moment that lingered in everyone's mind. Lady on chair. While filming in a peaceful park, a group of friends noticed something strange on camera. Nearby, a figure resembling a woman sat motionless on a chair. Her face was oddly distorted, with features that felt off, and her eyes seemed locked on the group. Nobody could understand who she was or why she was there, but the unsettling presence made everyone uneasy. Girlfriend doppelganger appearance. Just as he was getting ready to pull out of the parking spot, a sudden knock on the car window made him freeze. Standing outside was a girl who looked exactly like his girlfriend. Same face, same voice, same way of speaking. He stared in complete confusion because he had literally dropped his real girlfriend at home moments earlier. That left him with one chilling question. Who was this person? A perfect double? A shapeshifter copying her appearance? Share your thoughts in the comments. This moment still has people debating what really happened. Masked teenagers. A TikTok caught everyone's attention with a seemingly calm scene of a train track surrounded by trees. Out of nowhere, two teenagers appeared wearing eerie masks that made their faces look frozen. Their movements were minimal, yet their eyes stayed locked on the camera, unblinking and intense. The video spread rapidly, sparking debates about whether it was just a prank or something far more unsettling. Even now, no one knows the true reason behind their strange appearance. What's your take on it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Priest stage shove. In the middle of a live broadcast, a woman abruptly approached and shoved the priest off the stage. The action itself shocked everyone, but what disturbed viewers most was her expression afterward. Blank, vacant, as if she didn't even realize what had happened. Thousands witnessed it live, and the footage quickly went viral.
Não é mais minha. E essas mãos. Parabéns.
Even now, people continue to debate whether it was a spontaneous outburst or a glimpse of something far more unsettling. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. A few years ago, during a boxing match, the mother of a fighter took some photos and shared them online. Fans immediately noticed something unusual: a girl in the ring who no one remembers seeing that night. People started asking questions, and even those at the event couldn't place her. Digging a bit deeper, we discovered that the venue used to be a children's home that had burned down years before. Some say the marks on her arms look like burn scars. The photo raises a chilling question. Could this figure really be connected to the building's past? With that, see you next time.